Okay, today we're talking about the number one rule to financing your movie. And this one is something that took me years to understand and realize that there is it's something that I would say to any person that's doing a project and trying to put it together, and they would go, all right, how do I get it going? The number one rule of financing a movie is this: the project must make sense. And that does not mean anything about the budget. Meaning you can't just focus in and say, well, then it's got to be under this budget, or it's got to be this. Any project can make sense, and any project cannot make sense. I have seen $10 million projects that was like, oh my God, yeah, that one has to make sense. And I have seen $100,000 projects that it's like, oh my God, you will lose all the money if you put it into this project. So the project has to make sense is the number one rule. So what do I mean by that? Well, that could be a combination of a bunch of things. It could be, we talked about budgets already, it could be the correct budget for the project, for the genre, for the amount of cast that's involved, the locations that are involved, and that's one aspect of it. The other aspect could be the amount of cast value that you have. And so if the amount of cast value greatly exceeds the budget on paper, well, then that makes sense as well. There's other aspects of it as far as the value, maybe that you have some soft money, maybe you have some locations, maybe you're doing a movie about fighter jets and you have access to fighter jets and you have pilots or something like that. So you're going to get this tremendous production value out of this number, whatever that is. The project has to make sense. And again, like I said, it could be any budget, 10 million, but it stars George Clooney, Brad Pitt. Sure, that makes sense. That project really makes sense. So that's the number one rule. It's like if you can take the project that you want to do and just keep adding value to it, meaning cast or changing the budget to get that number right, or locations or soft money, or making it in the genre that is going to make some money for you instead of some kind of edgy drama with no stars or something like that. And you just keep adding that value to the project, sooner or later it starts to make sense. Another thing could be a tax credit or some type of incentive in that regard. Pre-sales, any of those things add to the value of the project. And once that tips, where the overall value of the project is exponentially more than what you're looking to raise, that's when you can finance your movie.